For Muslims, now it's time for turmoil. Sometimes it's difficult not to feel despair. Many of us are wondering, why is this happening to us? How could this happen when we have done nothing wrong? While all these thoughts are natural, we need to look beyond them. We need to look through the illusion for a moment into the reality that stands behind it. We must focus our sight if we are to see the truth beyond hologram. The truth is one of the most oft repeated lessons in the Quran and prophetic teachings. The fundamental truth is everything in this life is a test. Allah says in the Quran, it is He who created death and life in order to test you, which of you are best in deeds. And He is the exalted in might, of forgiving. Here we are told that the very purpose for which life and death were created to us. This life is going to look, sound and feel very real. At times it's going to scare us. At times it's going to make us cry. At times it's going to make us flee instead of standing firm in our places. But this life and everything in it is only a test. It is not actually real. We were given knowledge of countless communities from the Quran who were similarly tested. We act for one judge and one judge only. We act for the only true reality. We act because we know He is watching and He is the only one who will judge this test. Once we realize this fundamental truth, something dramatic happens. As soon as we internalize that it is only a test, our questions drastically change. Instead of asking, how could this be happening? Why it is so unfair? Our questions become, how should I react? How should I pass this test? How can we as a community use this test to bring us closer to our final destination, God? How can we use this test to fulfill the purpose for which it was created? A tool to bring us nearer to Allah Almighty. The beauty of the test of Allah is that after notifying us that they are coming, He gives us the exact recipe for succeeding in them. Sabr and Taqwa. Almighty emphasizes these same two necessary components for averting any harm as a result of the schemes against us. They grieve at any good that befalls you and rejoice at your misfortunes. But if you are steadfast and conscious of God, their scheming will not harm you in the least. God encircles everything they do. As part of our manual for success in these trials, Allah also tells us how those before us reached when they were tested before us. Allah Almighty Himself comforts the believers and promises them success. When the righteous before us were tested, it only increased them in faith and it brings us closer to Allah Almighty.